Hello,
hey everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to All My Cast.
The first one with a camera.
Now with video.
This is the All My Couch.
This is
All My Couch.
the All My Couch.
Recorded on the All My Camera.
Oh,
Hey,
damn. You did it.
this is All My
It's not
Comedy.
all just AMC puns. Like,
No.
we have a topic.
No, yeah, we all...
All My Captain Marvel.
A topic that's not divisive at all.
Yeah.
Not in the least.
No. So,
We like the movie, but the internet doesn't.
yeah, so we...
I love the movie. I've seen it twice.
We all...
I saw it once from an interesting perspective.
Yeah, you guys were talking about
At
how,
a
like...
90-degree angle.
I was here. The screen was there.
So, we all saw Captain Marvel over the weekend. And I think our general consensus is that we enjoyed it. But everywhere I look, everyone's like, it wasn't that good. So I don't...
I mean, everyone that I've talked to
Yeah.
that's seen it liked it. I haven't personally talked to anybody that did not enjoy it. So for me, I knew I was kind of biased going in because I love Captain Marvel. And I was excited for it. But it made me feel validated when everyone that has seen it
and I
all
think,
liked it.
All the real people I've talked to have liked it. And the one thing that you have to take with a grain of salt is that on Rotten Tomatoes, there were like 23,000 negative reviews
58.
before the movie came out.
Yeah, I did read that they
So-
tried to bomb it
and then there was...
on opening day.
And I don't want to get like too much into the drama because like I don't like that's not what I want to talk
Pretty
about.
big
but
part of
Yeah.
the movie,
I mean,
sadly.
it is, but like to the same thing on the Rotten Tomatoes thing, the movie was out like a day, and it had like 58,000 user reviews. To compare, like The Last Jedi just got like 56, like very recently.
Jesus.
So it
There was a lot of outside controversy, and I feel like a lot of the negativity
I think it's
was planned before anybody saw it.
I think it painted people's opinion in a bad way as
Yeah.
well. I'm sure that there are people who genuinely just didn't really enjoy the movie, but I feel like that a large portion of all this backlash is just
it's
carrying over from everybody
mean-
hating on it before it even came out.
And the thing is, if you've actually gone and seen the movie, all these dudes online trying to bring the movie down when they probably haven't even seen it, trying to talk about that it's just SJW feminist propaganda. It's not that. It's a superhero movie.
It's not.
man.
It is a superhero movie
is-
through
to
and
that
through.
point, and this is like kind of like last little bit on like the drama I want to kind of touch on. It was like in the film, there were like two things that I would consider like
That would probably have triggered some
Yeah.
of these dudes.
Yeah.
One in particular I can think of is toward the end when she whambo blambos old dude when he threatens to fist fight her and she just Mega Mans him.
it wasn't even
then-
that. Like,
Yeah, but that was hilarious.
No, and then she says, like, I don't have to prove anything to you. One thing that made me think about it that way was that chick who was sitting behind me. I just heard her like, yeah, girl, you don't need to prove anything to him. And I'm like, no, don't please.
Don't ruin this for
It's
me.
not
It was
that
cool.
a
That's
woman
not what
doesn't
it's
have to
about,
prove it to a
man.
man.
Just
But, like,
a badass.
there was
It's a good hero
Yeah.
doesn't have to prove anything to the villain.
I mean,
It
Gwen
was-
Stefani said it in the movie
Yeah.
just fine. She's just a
she's
girl.
Just a girl. But like,
You talking about the song?
yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, I got kind of hyped when that
people-
song came
people
on.
like-
because I went back to the 90s again.
Because No Doubt's awesome,
people-
and that's just how it is.
people did not like that choice. Like,
Why? It's
yeah,
a great
like the
song,
few-
and
of course
it
they
fits.
didn't. It was
The-
I'm
the-
just a girl, and the whole controversy is
the few reviews
female
that
thing.
I
That's
watched.
well, that's what the song is about, you know.
You
But,
know,
like,
it hadn't occurred to me, but is it possible that some of this problem with the movie stems from the fact that the demographic wasn't around in the 90s?
What do you mean, like the girls?
Like,
and
Women
everything?
existed in the
You
90s.
talking about,
Not
being-
women.
Like,
I'm talking about like the demographic for the MCU right now is like
it's
Everybody.
It's a
Everybody.
swath of people. Yeah.
yeah, like it's a wide pool of people,
Yeah.
and
It's
part
sorta-
of that pool of people are people that aren't from the 90s.
And it's sort of like that conversation we were having. It is much cooler to be a nerd now than
Yeah.
it was when we
Oh,
were
yeah.
growing up.
But like the two parts that like I consider like being like kind of girl power moments,
Power.
like in a sense, was the guy on the motorbike being like
Oh, yeah,
a huge
wait.
tool.
Yeah, which
And
she stole his bike.
yeah, she
That's-
stole his bike.
do
Cool,
it.
go for it.
Lol.
But then like the guy, the other Air Force guy, like in the bar when she was having the flashbacks or whatever, he's like, you know what they call it, the cockpit, right? I was like, all right, that's a little much.
That I think I've heard that before though. I think that dude is just a bully.
Yeah, like he was just being a dick. Like
It's like they were talking about in the movie that they wouldn't women pilot combat aircraft. So that's
Yeah.
something. That's
That
something.
was a real thing.
That's something well, it's like my grandmother was career military. She did 28 years as a drill sergeant in the army, but she couldn't go past first lieutenant because they would not promote women further than that back in the day, strictly because they were women.
Yeah.
so.
I mean, it's a real thing that they dealt with. There's been sexism.
Yeah, it's
forever.
not like that they shoehorned anything in.
Yeah.
They
Like,
did
it's all
not though. It
appropriate
was
for
it
the
felt
setting.
it felt natural for the timeline and
Yeah.
the setting.
And I
That's just how it be. You don't think it'd be like that.
But it do.
there was
Up until very recently, it did.
I was scrolling through Reddit like after I got home and there was someone who seriously wrote a review and called it anti-man because okay, we're gonna get into the film now. At the very beginning, when she crash lands into the Blockbuster and she blasts the poster for True Lies, and she just hits Arnold, so they're like anti-man, anti-dude, white genocide.
Yeah, because Arnold Schwarzenegger never looked intimidating
Yeah.
whatsoever.
It was like,
I saw fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in the dark staring me down.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And like, and this is somebody who does not know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is, and she just turns around and there he is.
Yeah.
Imagine if she would have blasted the Babe thing. Would it have been anti-pig?
and then
Anti-police. There's the whole thing. It would have been a whole other can of worms.
And then the other thing that was funny was they updated the article because they were like, update. There's a scene where Nick Fury washes dishes.
So,
Yeah, anti-man.
are we
anti-man?
newsflash,
We-
people, adults wash dishes.
Yeah. Like if
Whenever
that-
you eat food, dishes get dirty, and then you have to
Oh,
clean
no.
them.
Oh, if they would have showed Nick
These
Fury
single
cooking a
dudes
meal.
were apparently sitting there
Yeah,
like never
like-
washed a dish.
yeah, dudes wash dishes. It's okay.
Those whoever wrote that article probably literally never moved out of his mom's house.
Maybe, but let's.
And I'm sure he's gotten enough good boy points from arguing with women on Facebook so that his mom will make him some tendies or fingies
Or fingies.
because they're the
Because of
same.
They're the same. Nugs though.
Nugs are diff.
It goes without saying. I mean, they're round.
Hashtag nugs are diff.
But nugs and popcorn chicken are the same.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
I could
Lord.
agree with that.
Well, no, because the chicken is derived from corn rather
Okay,
than
let's
chicken.
not get into podcast. This is about Captain Marvel.
So let's.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Are we
So
ready to dive into the movie?
yeah.
now?
So let's.
Yeah.
Spoilers ahead.
Spoiler-
We're going to talk
major-
about.
We're going to talk about
Basic
everything
spoilers.
that happened in the movie. Watch the movie.
So I think it was a weird call to start with a rap battle.
It was.
I think that was a
I
bad
didn't see
move.
it coming, but
Yeah.
Nick Fury dropped some fire.
Yeah, he did. He dropped some major bars.
This is the same meme you got me with in Rabbids. Because I was seriously like going in my head.
Did I watch
she
the same
rap?
film?
I saw it twice and I missed the rap battle.
No. So
I'm with you, though, because I'm sitting here thinking, like, man, I must have zoned out.
That didn't happen.
That was when I was still going hard on my popcorn, so maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was.
So I'm just sitting there like, damn, this is good popcorn.
So I think we got to talk about first.
The first 1/3 of my popcorn bucket I actually ate was straight fire.
I think we got to talk about first the change to the opening credits.
Oh.
It,
Yeah, ripped our hearts out before the movie even started.
I'm very glad that they did it,
oh,
but yeah, it definitely
yeah.
starts the movie on a bummer.
Yeah, because
It's like,
I hope
man,
they do it for the.
now I
for
miss
all
him
of them
again.
From now
Don't
on, though.
think about his
I don't-
death. Think about what he did.
I don't know. If
Yeah.
While he was
I don't know if they
alive.
should do all of them, but I think this one was a good.
It was the first
Yeah,
one
the
since,
first one
wasn't
I
it?
really enjoyed
Yeah.
everybody cheering and clapping for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if they did that in the one you
They,
went
no,
to.
they didn't. They
But we went on like
opening
the night before it technically
Preview
was
night.
out.
It was the first showing of
Yeah,
the
the very
movie
first.
yeah,
in
the
town.
very first one where we live, and people clapped and cheered, and it was nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it and then it just kind of goes into it, man. Like
It does. It just gets right into
Like
it.
movies do,
yeah,
they start the film.
Which, I mean, makes sense because, she's dealing with not being able to remember her past or
Which,
anything. So you kind of have to start in the middle.
yeah, and that's kind of like a thing that people are complaining about, like this whole like memory loss deal. when in actuality that's kind of like a major part of her character.
That's her thing, man.
Because in the comics, when she got the powers to be Miss Marvel at the time, whenever she went Miss Marvel, Carol and Miss Marvel had no idea they were the same. Like, she would black out as she would go Miss Marvel and had no idea what happened. Kind of like a original Bruce Banner Hulk type scenario.
Okay.
So that plays
dude
into
I
reads
didn't
the
know that
comics.
she had like split personalities. I
Yeah.
did know that she had Kree blood, and there was a Marvel.
I was under the impression, so in the film, Jude Law's character, Yon-Rogg, he says that he gave her the blood.
Mm-hmm.
But I was under the impression in the comics that it was
I
Marvel.
believe in the comics it was Marvel.
Yeah.
They did change
Yeah.
that a bit. That is one thing I really wanted to talk about because I was glad to get an explanation on where her powers actually came
Yeah.
from, because it never made sense to me that it was just Kree blood, because
Yeah.
that's no different from an Inhuman.
Is that Inhuman?
Yeah, Inhumans
Okay.
are humans who have genetically been altered with Kree blood.
Okay, and I like...
But it didn't come from the Kree stuff. It's from the Tesseract, ultimately. So
Yeah,
so I'm wondering if she's just like a walking Infinity Stone.
it has to make...
I think that she's
I think it's the
basically
same vein as, like, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she's basically the same as Scarlet Witch. She was given power by one
From
of
the
the Infinity
stone, yeah.
Stones.
Does that mean Scarlet Witch has her potential?
Yeah, Scarlet Witch, canonically, like, at one point Scarlet Witch just wished mutants out of existence, and that happened.
Wow.
She is hashtag very strong.
Yeah, she's incredibly strong. So theoretically, like, and I like the idea that you're bringing up, because now, if Captain Marvel is the basis for people with power from the stones, then more power, like people with powers that they got from the stones, have just like they're all on the equal footing. It's not like Captain Marvel is just this paragon above everybody else. Scarlet Witch can in fact reach that potential and
Right.
be
Yeah.
on the same playing
And
field as her.
hypothetically, Adam Warlock.
Hypothetically,
as well.
Adam Warlock can too. But you guys also think Thanos has all the stones, so what can he do now?
He brokes them.
I mean, he can dust everybody, half the world. So that's something.
I mean, but like he had like he
did.
which
Half the universe.
I think we can talk about that later. But like that raises another question. What does Thanos do now? Like
He goes home to be family man.
he don't have no family.
Aw.
Yeah, he dusted them.
But I think he's a farmer.
No, he threw his family off the cliff.
Yeah,
I think he's retired to be a farmer.
yeah. I
it
think
seemed
that
like
happened.
yeah. He was like, I'm gonna go herd goats.
Do we think... Actually, we can save that for the end, because that post-movie stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I kind of like, and this kind of like everyone's like, Carol's such a boring character, so bland, like no emotion. I thought the opening scene kind of like set her tone pretty well.
See, I don't see her as bland. I just saw her as like having a kind of a dry sense of humor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Which
what I
is
saw.
my kind of
Yeah,
person.
and
like,
that's
I love
kind of
that.
her jam
Like, that-
too.
That makes me laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's very dry and sarcastic.
Like
and-
one of her first.
I don't
lines-
know.
Like one of her first lines is "Want to fight."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Me personally, I just think the portrayal came off as a little wooden at times, but
A lot of people.
I
It
can
gets
say that
better.
at certain times, I can kind of see what people are talking
it-
about. Like,
yeah,
it's certainly not.
It's very like directly delivered, but I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's surely not Christian Stewart
a
levels
lot
of
a lot of people are blaming the writing.
Kristen,
Kristen.
Kristen.
Yeah.
not Christian.
Christian.
A lot of people are blaming the writing, which okay, fair, but I think it was well enough, like, because there's a big theme throughout the film where like she's meant to like suppress who she is because she like quote can't control it, but really she's got like a Thor Ragnarok Deus Ex Machina bullshit on her neck, and I'm tired of those. By the way,
Yeah.
just let fucking people be people, or
Yeah, Marvel. Take that.
They're the Kree and they're trying to control this weapon.
Yeah,
So.
they're dicks. But like.
That was a twist. I don't know why I didn't see it coming. I was so very confused as to why the Kree were coming off as good guys.
Team Scroll.
Because Kree in the MCU have
Well-
never been good guys.
Well, the
No, they're not
the,
nice.
The Skrull have
No.
never been nice either.
The
like,
Skrull.
They've never been in the MCU.
Then, because like the secret, I think it's Secret Invasion, is the whole deal with the Skrull, and like
So that was a good twist.
Yeah.
I mean, it came with a story that nobody knew.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
kind of hopping all over the place. But the Skrulls are cool. I really like their design. Talos is an incredible character. Ben Mendelsohn is just having the time of his life playing Talos.
Dude, the
And-
humor that Talos brought to the movie was amazing. He was so funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Talos is
He was one of my favorite characters.
And
He is hilarious. I'd like to see him again.
yeah.
Some of the best scenes to me were interactions between Fury and Talos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talos and Goose.
Talos
Goose
and
is best boy.
Goose.
I don't care what anyone says. Goose is best boy.
I honestly.
Don't you talk about Goose.
No, I like Goose. I just like his whole reveal. Like I kind of saw some shit happening, but like I didn't expect fucking that.
No, I mean
Fair.
it was clearly foreshadowing that he was a special cat.
No, but like I thought the joke was that he was just a cat.
Yeah.
And Skrulls had this weird fucking name for cats,
Yeah.
and then the Kree with his little bleep bloop guy, and it's like, oh, this cat's really dangerous, you guys, and I'm like, yeah, it scratches so hard, but no, when
It's got Cthulhu in his
when
mouth.
it opened and
When it
just
opened.
ate the Tesseract, I was like,
I did not expect the Tesseract in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me neither.
that came out of left
I
field.
thought it was still under ice at that point.
Well, no,
for one thing.
No, because
Captain America takes
Well, we
place a
looked it up
long
then.
time
Howard
ago.
Stark-
Howard Stark retrieved the
Retrieved it.
Tesseract,
Like, really
and that's
quick.
how the
Yeah.
military got a hold of it.
Yeah.
So.
Howard.
Everything boils down to Howard Stark at the end of the day.
yeah, or Hank Pym.
Yeah, or Hank Pym. One of the two.
Since we're kind of hopping around, let's kind of get back to the beginning. Hollow's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Hollow was
Yep,
cool.
that was a
Like,
good set.
Yeah.
I would like to see a sequel for her where she goes back to Hala
Well,
and takes on the Supreme Intelligence.
I think
I want to see what the Supreme Intelligence actually looks like.
I kind of like the idea, like
I want it to be a big brain.
kind of like so at the end of the film, it explains where Captain Marvel's been for like 30 years, and she's just effectively fucked off to go deal with the Kree, and so
She had to find the scroll a new home.
yeah, so she
Yeah.
had to find the scroll in her new home and deal with the Kree. So that's what she's been doing for like the last 28 years or whatever.
Which you could have two movies right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, because old homeboy coward with the hammer.
Ronan.
He bent.
I
bent.
was excited to see him again. That was
I kind of I
it
understand.
was a good callback to Guardians.
I understand Ronan's place in the film, but like, does anyone really care about Ronan? Like, I personally
I
don't.
thought he looked cool.
I just like that
Not
he was included
particularly,
because
but-
he was a big part of the Kree army.
I like
Yeah.
that.
And he is part of Captain Marvel's story in the
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah, and I also like that.
Yeah, it was
the-
my first
the-
time seeing him. I thought it was cool.
I think the Accusers as like a sort of like strike force are really fun, but I just like I didn't care about Ronan and Guardians. He was a very bland villain there, and he kind of seemed like he was just a like a chess piece that Yon-Rogg just moved and then immediately got dealt with. Like, he didn't really have a whole lot of impact, is what I think I'm.
Well, he wasn't
fair.
actually the main villain.
No, he wasn't. But like, it was just like, oh hey, you remember Ronan? You remember Korath? He's in the film too, and just like, all right,
It's like, oh yeah, cool callback, I guess.
sure.
Well, I mean,
I liked Minerva.
it
more
was a
than I liked
callback
either
and
of
it
them.
was an inclusion thing because I think Marvel worked for Ronan or with Ronan in the comics or something like that.
Might have been something like that.
They were involved.
Everything's connected, and that's the reason that Ronan and Korath were thrown in there. It's like, hey, this is this major sort of connection within the overall universe, and it's still tied back to when they got the pager and all that shit. So like it's meant to tie in everything fairly nicely, which it does. I just don't give a shit about Ronan as an MCU character.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to really care about him considering that like we already know that he gets dealt with.
Oh yeah,
and everything. So it's just like, oh yeah, that guy who already lost.
yeah.
How'd y'all feel about young Nick Fury?
I think that de-aging tech.
I think he was the
is-
best character. Honestly,
I think that de-aging tech is nice,
Yeah, it's really good.
and
Coulson looked good too.
Coulson looked
Yeah,
great.
he did.
I
I was sad that we didn't see more Coulson, but I really enjoyed all the time that we saw with Fury.
Coulson's a fucking bro. Like
I did bring something up to Logan about that
Yeah.
and everything. Fury is so much more lighthearted in this movie than he's ever been.
Well,
in the
Yeah,
MCU.
he's supposed to be
Here's-
the more naive.
Like this
Yeah.
is before he gets all like grizzled and hardened.
well, okay. You bring this up because it kind of reminded me. And one of the things I watched in Avengers, the first one, Fury says that it is Thor's arrival to Earth that
I thought about this earlier.
brings him to start the Avengers Initiative. That's a fucking lie now.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
So it's a bit of a plot hole.
Yeah, that and
Or he just
they've done this before. It kind of screwed over Agents of Shield.
Yeah.
Because remember Coulson didn't know who Kree were in the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like, "Have you ever seen any blue aliens?" But he's clearly talking to Fury about the Kree.
Yeah. But I mean, it could just be. Well, at that point in Agents of Shield, spoiler alert for that, Coulson had his memory wiped, because he died in the Avengers.
Yeah, but he remembered his old missions.
And he had his memories fucked with. Is the point? So theoretically, that plot hole isn't as big as others.
And my point for that also was that Marvel has made it very clear they don't give a shit about Agents of Shield, and they're after writing their story. They're not concerned with what their story is.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't feel you can even consider Agents of Shield canon. Like at this point, it's really not. There's too many. There's too many things that create plot holes for Agents of Shield to be considered as like canon.
Because Quake
for,
would
their
definitely
story.
be an Avenger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quake. She's that's
Daisy Johnson.
Daisy Johnson. I was gonna say Daisy Ridley, but I was like, nope, that's Star Wars. So Hala's cool.
Yeah, Hollow was
Still
cool.
Hollow.
I'd like to see
Hala's
more
cool.
of it.
I like the idea of like the Kree strike force that they had going on. Like that's a cool idea. Korath is in there.
That part of the movie toward the beginning had me a little worried that there was going to be too much guns in a superhero movie.
Yeah, it was like it's like a Kree A team, and that's kind of fun, I guess. And then
that part was really cool.
but it leads into like what I think is like the most Carol Danvers like sequence of all is when she got captured, right? So she gets captured, and they're trying to find out all this information from her.
She got the Pringles
And
hands.
she got the Pringles cans, and she
just whopping them
she's
with
just kicking ass.
Yep.
I did. I really like that scene.
And I was like, she was like, fuck it, whatever. I can't shoot photon blast. I'm still gonna beat you. And
Yeah.
I'm just glad when she put her shoes back on.
Yeah.
Brie Larson got ugly feet, dude.
What? You could even see her feet.
I did.
Well, you paid too much attention to feet sometimes.
No, like, dude, from the perspective I was on the screen, it was like blurry,
feet.
blurry, and then one scene is just like Brie feet, like right in my dill.
So I guess I was at the
not
wrong
bothered
angle
by her
because I
feet.
didn't even notice her feet.
I did feel kind of weird watching her run around the hallway like she was running around an apartment or something
Yeah.
because she was barefoot.
Yeah.
That was a cool like
The Pringles hands were really funny.
yeah.
I really like her helmet.
Yeah, but
Like,
Yeah.
the Hawk thing was a little weird in the previews, but it's grown on me.
Dude, when she goes Super
Honestly,
Saiyan, it's super cool, man.
I'm like, I don't really like prefer her with the mohawk. I'd
Well,
rather
that's-
her just have her hair down because I
that's,
think that looks cooler.
Well, that's
But that's
so.
whatever.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain that the helmet and the mohawk only come out when she hits her binary form, which is just basically.
Well, no, because she had the mohawk
The
at
helm-
the beginning of the
Well, no,
movie
this in the
too.
comics. In the
Oh,
comics,
in the
I mean.
comics, okay.
It was only a thing whenever she was binary, and then like she went Super Saiyan. Like that was her deal. So I think they just incorporated it into the design to kind of like oh man, Deadpool got ash on him. Here's the X-Force costume, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good explanation for why she could breathe in space, and then
Yeah,
at the end
that's-
she just decided she could do that.
Well, yeah. 'cause
Well, I mean,
that's
she
part of her
learned.
power set.
Yeah, she learned there was a lot of things that she didn't know she could do. She didn't know she could fly
Yeah,
before.
as
Yeah.
soon as you get that like Sakaar fucking neck thing taken off, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can be the God of Thunder.
I mean,
She
it,
can't be that.
it does make
I bet she
sense because I mean, as they stated, the Tesseract is basically a source of like unlimited power. So
Yeah, and if her power,
there's no
co-
telling what kind
if-
of depths it really
yeah,
goes
if the
to.
power, if her power comes from the space stone, like flying in space is no problem.
Yeah,
That ain't a big deal.
The Space Stone.
it does make me wonder. Like, can all of the Infinity Stones be used as just power sources, or is that a thing specific to the Tesseract?
I think they all
I think it
have
has
a
to be-
sort like a type of energy that
Yeah.
can be harnessed.
So like Marvel was using the Tesseract to power a
Lightspeed engine.
engine, so that makes sense for that.
Yeah.
So and then the Mind Stone was imprinting Ultron's memory and like being into what became Vision.
Yeah.
So
The
and
time
gave Scarlet
stone.
Witch mind powers.
The time stone makes clocks go forward.
It's true.
Yep.
What
Or backwards.
what does Adam Warlock
That's
get
when
his
it gets
power from a
weird.
stone?
Yeah, he was created with the Soul Stone.
So what
So-
can he do?
But that
You can do everything.
Yeah, he can do again pretty much
Space
everything.
Jesus.
He went back in
But
time
does
and
that-
fought himself and absorbed his own power.
But does that make
I mean, if there's anything,
So-
if there's any true Mary Sue in Marvel, it's Adam Warlock, dude. He can do everything.
Well, hold on. To that point, does MCU Adam Warlock get that ability?
He doesn't exist.
See, he
it's-
doesn't yet.
It's hard to
it's
say
been
because the way that they seem to be leading up to it was hinting that he was made by the Soul Stone because of the orange colored gem that was on top of the, or yellow, whichever color it is, that was on top of the machine that they
Yeah.
used to make him. But then Infinity War came out,
Born
and
there,
that
yeah.
wasn't the Soul Stone because Thanos got it from sacrificing the thing he loved most on that planet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And also they fudged up Guardians 3 and made it so that Adam Warlock couldn't be introduced at all until before Infinity War. So now
that's a whole deal.
there's no telling where it's going to go.
Maybe Adam Warlock just won't be in the MCU.
I'm going to
There's
be extremely disappointed if he's not.
Because
I really wanted
I-
to see him. I was
I-
very
I
excited.
don't-
I mean, he's the strongest hero. We should.
I don't think you're alone in that because it was a very evident, very clear setup. And
Although, if we're gonna talk about trying to get the big three into the MCU, we're gonna need a good Fantastic Four movie. So Silver Surfer will be relevant.
Honestly, don't care if Silver Surfer or the Fantastic Four get brought into it. I've never.
The Fantastic Four are stupid, but Doctor Doom and Silver Surfer are straight awesome.
They are pretty dope.
I mean,
They're the coolest part of Fantastic Four.
mean-
Well, yeah, when your heroes
like
are
this.
Stretch Man, Fireman, Rockman, and Lady who's not there most of the time.
here's how they could do it.
'Cause she's
theoretically.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting off.
We're
Captain
getting
Marvel
way
topic.
off Captain Marvel.
But the one thing on that, they could have they could do a huge time jump, right? Where there's so many new Avengers, like the Fantastic Four are there, like some of the X-Men are there.
The entire Spider-Verse is there.
And they throw like Doctor Doom at the Avengers. That's how you could do it.
You
Good.
could.
Crazy thing is, even with all those Avengers, Doctor Doom could still probably
Doctor
win.
Doom is he just wins because he's Doctor Doom.
He's nasty strong, dude.
That's just his deal. So
What
Captain
about the Stan Lee cameo?
that
That was
was very
good.
nice.
Apparently,
Reading the Mallrats script.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Did you see Kevin Smith's tweet?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he tweeted. It was a picture of him like crying because he's been referencing the Marvel movies for so long, and then they finally referenced him,
Mm.
and he,
Yeah.
It's
It's got to
Kevin-
mean a
it's
ton.
Kevin Smith's a good dude.
it's
man.
got to
I'm
mean
glad
so
he got-
much to him, and it was awesome
Yeah.
to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And I liked that.
I also liked her little smile.
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
when she
The
looked at
little
him.
smile she gives him.
Because that and my first thought was she knows he's a watcher.
Could be.
That was my thought. Because it was confirmed that Stan Lee is in fact a watcher of Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought it up, man. The fucking train scene was pretty cool. I dug that fight scene, that set piece. What I didn't like, and it's one of my main gripes with the film, was like, whenever she was just fighting that old lady, I get that people were going to try to stop her, but then they watch him change, and they still try to stop her. And I was like,
I don't think they tried to stop her
I'm pretty
after the
sure-
change.
I'm fairly certain that's what happened.
Because she didn't change until
Oh,
they
no,
grabbed her
sorry.
and she dropped.
Sorry.
He dropped the thing
It was,
on the ground.
okay, that wasn't the deal. So they saw her fighting, and then this
Sorry,
old,
there's a little cut there.
yeah, then there's this old lady who's doing flips and shit around fucking poles, and they're like, "Ah, no, you hurting an elderly woman.
Yeah.
Very acrobatic.
You stop
elderly
that. There's
woman.
nothing fucky going on here."
I like when the scroll turned into the dude with the red sweater and the
Yeah.
glasses, and then the dude with the red sweater and the glasses was just like, "Oh no!"
Oh my goodness.
It's like, this doesn't happen.
Realistically, though, I give it kudos to that guy because I forget what I look like all the time, and I don't know if
Who's
Look,
that
is
guy?
that me?
no, if somebody just turned into me at first, I'll just be like, "What a horrible!" Oh,
Oh no.
What about
is that what the back of my head looks like?
Rambo and Lieutenant Trouble?
Oh man. So apparently, is it Monica is the little girl?
I don't actually
What's
remember
the
her
name?
I just refer to her as Lieutenant.
Okay.
Trouble.
No, Monica's the little girl because the black woman had the necklace that said Monica, and at one point my mind connected that was her daughter.
Yeah.
I forget her name.
You're
I
like,
think it's Maria.
like, how weird is it? She's
Maria-
wearing a necklace. with
Maria
her name.
Rambo.
Maria Rambo.
Apparently,
Real talk, I think her and Fury were probably the best characters
Yeah.
in that movie.
Dude,
Yeah.
she was awesome.
They were
Dude.
great.
That move she pulled on Minerva,
yeah.
coming around the side of that.
Dude, she trashed
man,
that shit.
was awesome.
Well, what I thought, what's funny, and I found this out later, Lieutenant Trouble becomes a Captain Marvel style hero in the comics. Her name is Photon, and
Nice.
she takes.
I've heard of Photon.
She takes her mother's call sign, like towards like there's apparently a shot.
Yeah, 'cause she was Photon and Carol was Avenger.
Yeah, which that's a whole thing that I don't know how I feel about. Like I don't, I get that, because me and Bailey had this discussion in the car. So at the end of the film, Fury's typing up his idea for the Protector Initiative, and then Coulson's coming in asking him some questions, and he throws some pictures down, and it shows Carol's plane, and it says Captain Carol Avenger Danvers. And then that he gets the idea to call them the Avengers from that, and I'm like, I get that. It ties it into the grander scheme of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just don't know if it feels kind of shoehorned to me.
I like it because I was telling Cody this. I think it would be cool if in Endgame we actually see Coulson again, like he's not dead yet. And he finally gets to see the tell them that he didn't stay dead after the whole Loki thing. And he can be like, 'cause she's the reason you're called Avengers.
There's going to be a lot of time travel fuckery, so that could potentially be the case. And because
I want closure on that Coulson thing.
And Bailey brought this up, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but she was like, so that makes Captain Marvel the first Avenger. And I was like, no.
No. Chronologically, Captain America was still there first.
Yeah.
They kind of named the movie
The first Avenger.
Just because her call sign was Avenger, like Captain America was the first person recruited to be an Avenger.
Like in Shield,
they are like her namesake. But Captain America was the first.
Because because like Shield was there in the 40s, but like he had like they were like 10 dudes. There's like 10 dudes in like an underground bunker. Whereas
and what's her name? God, I always forget her name.
Maria.
Nope. Peggy Carter.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about the other Shield agent played by Colby Smulders.
Ooh, so okay, this is getting into like fan theory bullshit. So whenever I was on Reddit scrolling, someone asked a question: what happened to the fourth Skrull? Because there was Talos, Science Guy, the guy that she fought on the train, and the guy that Fury killed. Train Guy got away.
I thought Train Guy was Talos.
Nope. It's another guy.
Are you positive?
I'm fairly positive. Either way, there's one Skrull that showed up on planet Earth that didn't die. So somewhere...
Train Guy got away.
Yeah.
Dead Guy's dead. Science Guy died.
Yeah.
Talos is fine.
Yeah.
Family man.
So the question is...
Where's Train Guy?
Where's Train Guy? So someone brought up the fact that at the end of Avengers Infinity War, because we now know that no one calls Nick Fury Nick. They call him Fury.
Yeah.
But
Even his mom.
But at the end of
I bet she does.
Infinity War, Maria Hill says Nick.
I think Maria's always called him Nick. I want to say Black Widow does too.
She calls him Fury.
I bet his mom calls him Nicholas.
So the theory is that
Maria Hill's a Skrull?
Yep.
That's a stretch.
I don't like that. I like Maria Hill.
I mean, me too. But like, it was an interesting thing to think about.
That's quite a stretch. That's like
There was another.
That's
theory.
like Lindsay Lohan's actually a body double kind of stretch.
There was another theory.
Who was the female agent that was with Coulson when they were
Avril
trying
Lavigne.
to find
Not Lindsay
Fury and Danvers? Wasn't that Maria?
Maria's real young. Like,
yeah, she is pretty young.
But another theory was in.
Yeah, but this would have only taken place in what, 95?
90s,
This is
yeah.
95.
95.
there was another theory that someone posted that is also learned that Nick Fury cannot eat toast that is cut diagonally. And someone made mention,
that's enriching.
And someone made mention that in Age of Ultron, he eats a diagonally cut sandwich.
Well, it's
I
not
mean-
toast.
I mean,
Yeah,
It's not toast.
it's not toast, but
If the sandwich were toasted, it'd be a different
So there
matter.
goes that theory.
it could be.
What if it was
So
like
what you're saying is that Nick Fury is a Skrull.
Could be. He technically died. One of them could take his place.
Isn't that Fury's thing though?
That he just
That he
dies. and
dies?
goes
That
back.
he dies and gets over it.
He gets better.
It's like you can't kill Nick Fury.
Yeah, but like,
what if Thanos is a
except Thanos
what if
did.
Thanos is a scroll? What if he's train guy?
Thanos technically did not kill Nick Fury.
I mean, he dusted him.
He poofed him,
he dust him. So
and everybody that got poofed
So
is gonna
if-
come back.
so if
Maybe.
I mean, okay, say that he did. Again, he got over it because he's in Spider-Man.
yeah,
That's true.
that's true.
But Spider-Man's
Nick
in
Fury's
Spider-Man,
superpower.
so I mean Spider-Man's in Spider-Man too, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
Peter Parker doesn't exactly just get over it.
clearly he does.
um,
He got dubbed an Avenger, so now he has Fury powers.
Fury powers.
oh man. So let's get back onto the movie.
So in the
Yeah.
I was about to not get back to the movie
Oh,
though.
okay.
In the Far From Home trailer, who's the wizard guy?
Mysterio.
Mysterio.
Okay. I didn't recognize him for some reason.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Fishbowl head.
That's Daddy Jake.
You don't need to tell me who the man was. I know the man. I've lived the man.
That's Daddy Jake. He is.
I've lived a life dedicated to the man. I've been with the Gyllenhaals through everything, even the cowboy part.
Gyllenhaal runs through my blood.
Um.
Well, that would make me Shuffles Gyllenhaal, and I'm just not.
How cool would it be if you were, though?
What do you?
Bruh.
We could say we have a celebrity.
I'd be like the Jim Hanks of the Gyllenhaals,
What do you guys think about?
which means I would play Jake Gyllenhaal in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yep.
the whole Radio Shack nonsense. Like, I feel like it should have been a little harder for her to.
I don't know.
To
man.
jack the phones?
She's got training to manipulate other worlds' technologies.
Yeah,
and they know about
they-
Earth. They call it C-53. They probably have notes on
Yeah.
their
They call
They
humans
seem pretty well
Terrans?
versed in,
Yeah,
in
Terrans.
all of that. So
So, another thing that like I thought about. So after the Blockbuster thing, she's talking to the cop. She's like, "Is my universal translator not working?" Is she speaking Cree this entire time?
That I wondered about that.
I mean, we'd be led to assume.
well, I mean, she may have never been speaking Cree. If she has a universal translator and everybody can understand her, then she could just be speaking English.
Could be.
Well,
And
I
they could just
mean,
be like, yeah, you're totally speaking Cree. Whatever.
she
Or maybe she doesn't know what humans speak.
she grew up as a human,
But at that point, she didn't remember that.
but
And
if
she
her
wasn't
memory,
familiar
if her
with the
memories got
planet.
wiped, if your memories get wiped, it doesn't wipe your language. You don't just go back to not knowing how to speak. I mean, you still have those basic imprints of functionality within you. You just don't have some immediate memories.
Sure.
So there'd be no reason, unless she was specifically taught Cree and forced to speak it, that
That
she
she would
wouldn't be
know how to
speaking
speak
English,
Cree.
because that would be her native tongue that's embedded into her
That's what I'm
brain.
saying. She may not know that is an Earth language. Because at that point, I don't know if she even knew she had ever been to Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so. So maybe
She might have thought they.
Maybe she never
something
learned
completely
Cree.
Different.
and they were all just using her translators to talk to her.
Yeah, could
Maybe
be.
she's never even heard the Cree language.
Yeah.
Also,
But clearly, she can read it.
a quick question about
Yeah, that's weird.
about Jude Law's character.
Yep.
He's Cree,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? Why isn't he blue?
Why isn't Korath blue either?
Which one's Korath?
The Never Back Down guy
With the swords.
with the swords. He was in Guardians at the very beginning.
Oh, I don't remember the first Guardians very well.
The black guy or the big
The one that
dwarf
she's
looking
like,
guy?
maybe
Black
if
guy.
you were better looking, it wouldn't have
Yeah.
been such a shock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like he's.
So
Because
does that mean that some Cree just aren't blue?
I guess.
But,
Okay,
but
'cause-
most of them are?
That's what I've taken.
because
it
Jude
as.
Law was
Maybe it's
white,
Maybe it's like a.
and
like
then
an albino thing.
Yeah,
Widowmaker was blue, Dwarf Man was blue.
Widowmaker.
Minerva. Actually,
Whatever.
I liked her more.
I mean,
than
fair.
That
Minerva.
He's a blue sniper, so.
that's Widowmaker.
Minerva was cool.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
I'm
Minerva
kind of a
was
bitch.
all right, but she. I mean, to
I
me, like she never really said much of anything. She never really did much of anything.
I liked her more than I did Ronan.
I mean, well, Ronan's not a very likable character.
Yeah, I'm just saying. She had bouncy bullets, and that was fun.
Like, I think that everyone else
That
in
was
that
really
group
cool.
was more interesting than
I liked
Minerva,
the little
honestly.
scroll kid who had the high score on the pinball machine better than her.
Oh yeah, and then Nick Fury had to like gatekeep the fuck out of that. It was like, if I played the same game for 9 years, I'd be at the high score too. I'm like, okay, Nick, let him.
He's a child.
Yeah.
Nick. I mean, Fury. I'm sorry.
At least we didn't lose an eye to a cat scratch.
Dude, I don't know.
That was
That-
not a cat. It was a flurkin.
It was a goose.
How do we?
Even so,
He was really cool about it though.
That was my
Yeah, he
mind
He kept
blow
the
moment.
flurkin.
Yeah, I'm like
Goose is a good boy. He just gets agitated
I-
sometimes.
I kind of.
If you threw out your cat every time it scratched you, you could not keep a pet.
Not
a cat.
It's funny. It's funny that that's the reason that Nick Fury lost his eye. And the last time he trusted somebody, he lost an eye. It's the cat. It's funny. I get it. It's also a bitch move. I think that's kind of lame, actually.
I don't think it's lame at all. I fucking enjoy that thoroughly.
It's funny.
As soon as it happened, I was like, oh my god, this is how he
And-
loses his eye.
And then his partner, I forget the guy's name.
this is fucking
But yeah,
hilarious.
and then he says this rumor is
Yeah.
like, did you really get your eyes shot out by a scroll pistol? He's like, I do neither confirm nor deny. And it's like, he's not going to tell anyone.
Yeah, he's not gonna come clean with that.
Nick Fury will never tell anybody that.
I think it's funny. It adds a little layer to his character that I think is interesting. But it's Nick Fury, man. You expect him to be this like badass spy, and
He is, though.
It's not like he hasn't done badass stuff. It's just that particular
It
injury.
should be like in my mind, it should be this really grand, like badass thing that like, oh, a grenade went off and shrapnel got him.
And to everybody else, it is.
One thing I was wondering, though, is when the cat scratched him, he was looking out the eye and it was fine. And he's like, it should be fine. And then the scroll guy was all like, oh. So, like, are we thinking that it wasn't the cat scratch damage itself,
It was
but
probably
some sort of
something
like
infectious.
neurotoxin or
It's
something?
like a venom in the
It's
fangs.
a space version of cat scratch fever.
Space Scratch Fever?
Yeah.
It's a terrible song.
It's a bad song.
God, I hate that
That's-
song.
It may be an alien cat, but it's still a cat,
Yeah.
which carries bacteria on its claws.
Nick Fury plot twist is allergic to cats, and that's what happened.
I don't think he's allergic to him. Otherwise, like he would have probably broken out during all the time that
He probably
he
wouldn't
was
have-
with the cat.
You wouldn't have been so friendly to the cat.
I will say this.
Like, oh, okay, I fucking love you. Just
one of my
That's how allergies work.
one of my negatives about the film. That CGI cat was bad.
a little bit. It was not their finest CGI
That
moments.
CGI cat was really. You can de-age Samuel L. Jackson so well.
I thought it
But
was
that
funny.
cat is bad.
It
I mean,
wasn't
to be
meant
fair,
be.
You can take dead people and keep putting them in Star Wars movies.
But that cat.
They,
you can't
they
make
had
a
to
kitty.
spend a lot of money on other special effects in
Fair.
that movie, though.
Fair. But that.
Would you rather have a poor CGI cat or a poor CGI'd Captain Marvel? Like,
guess-
of all the losses, I think that's the most acceptable.
I don't know, man. That CGI cat was bad. It was not a good time. But
But it wasn't a real cat.
it wasn't, and it's
It's like, I know Marvel prints money, but they're not made of it.
The only time it seemed really out of place to me is when they took off in the ship and the cat's all like
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
against the thing.
That was the most
like- that was the greatest
Blatant.
offender.
I was like,
still funny too.
It was
Yeah,
funny.
It was funny.
It did not behave like a regular cat though, because after they depressurized and the cat fell back down, a real cat would like go find some corner somewhere and hide there for 17 hours.
Well, it's not a real cat. It's an alien.
It is not a real cat.
It's a real dangerous cat.
Who named it Goose?
Marvel.
Marvel did.
Marvel.
After the second greatest wingman.
Yeah, he was Marvel's cat. Alien.
Who's the greatest?
I don't know. It was in the
So is
video.
that what
Maverick?
cats on
Yeah,
Kree
I
are
guess
like
it's
then?
Maverick.
Maybe. He had a name for it, so it's probably a specific alien that they're
Flurkin.
familiar with. A flurkin.
Flerken.
Yeah. So, honestly, she probably kept it because Skrulls are afraid of him.
Yeah.
But
But she was helping
Marvel
the
was
Skrulls.
just a badass, and she liked to show that she.
But
could
she was helping
tame
the
wild
Skrulls.
aliens.
Maybe.
Sort of like the people who
But she
crossbreed
wasn't
wolf dogs
always.
and keep them in
At
their
first,
homes.
She was
But,
against
well,
them too.
It could be anything, because like if you see, like we didn't see that movie, and then suddenly Nick Fury has a Flurkin, then we'd be like, why does Nick Fury have that?
Yeah.
Just a chance thing.
My question is, where is Goose now? Does Nick Fury still have Goose?
Tesseract probably poisoned him.
Did
I would
Goose
like to
get
assume.
dusted?
I would like to assume.
Well, hold
Don't.
on. No, consider. Well, I know it's an alien, but Captain Marvel takes place, what is it, like 28 years before Infinity War? So how... And Goose is probably like, what? Like 3-4 years old? Would you say?
Well, how long?
It's
was
an
Captain
alien.
Marvel
At least 6
gone
years
from
old.
Earth. Like,
It was at
originally.
least 6 years old because
Six
Marvel died
Okay,
before
yeah, 'cause-
6 years before that movie happened, and she
So
had the
so
cat.
that's
So the cat is at
That's
least
34
6.
years.
Could be older. And
So that's-
then 26 more years.
yeah.
Flurkins
I like
might
that we're
live
discussing
300 years.
Goose's age on the Captain Marvel podcast.
Flurkin might live.
We haven't even got to
400
the battleship
300
swimming.
Dude,
That was the best.
We're
We're
dude.
gonna get to it all.
I love.
She just swam through the battleship.
So I'm gonna
did.
be.
I liked her like woo thing where she just like crashed through the little ships.
There was
Woo!
That's what she did.
I'm
Like
gonna-
she just spreads out
So
and
I
just
love-
flies through the ships.
I really enjoyed the film, but like it seemed like after she got on Earth, things were kind of just like pretty cookie cutter from there. It was just like, all right, we got to go find the thing. We did it. Oh man, we got to get our memories back. Cool, let's do that too.
Well,
And then
the biggest
That's
thing,
how movies work.
but I just
and
meant,
the
like,
biggest thing, and one of the main things that I think everybody keeps forgetting about
It's an origin story.
about
It's an origin
Captain Marvel
story.
is it's an origin.
Yeah.
Like that's how origins go.
And
You know,
it's-
they're
and, like-
setting up the story.
and like I think it. My point being is like it wasn't like.
I mean, we came off of Infinity War last year. It's hard to go back to an origin flick.
Yeah.
And it's like the
Wasn't hard for me.
the spectacle of like the second act is pretty minimal. There's like some action scenes like at the Pegasus station and all that, which is fun. But like it only gets really going until like the science guy and all them help them out to plot twist. The Skrulls are the good guys. Hooray!
Yeah.
It really humanizes the Skrulls, which is fun.
They just
the,
want a home.
Yeah,
comics-
just refugees.
the
which-
comics don't really do that.
The Kree are dicks, man.
The Kree, yeah, they're dicks.
They're just not. They're bad. They're not
Yon-Rogg-
nice.
Yon-Rogg's a douchebag for someone named Yon-Rogg.
I couldn't
Yondu.
imagine.
Yondu
I couldn't
was
imagine. I couldn't imagine a man named Yon-Rogg being a nice person.
So they want to find a home. Captain Marvel's going to help them. So they hatch this plan, and then everything goes nuts.
It
And-
does go nuts, and it
like-
was such a
Yep.
huge payoff at the end, and it was
And
great.
I like the fact that it wasn't like a power, like she shorted out the neck thing. It like
She just
didn't
took it off.
She just took it off. She's like,
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of weird to me because when she pulled it out in the simulation.
yeah.
I think in reality, when she was powering up, it did short it out.
I mean, I thought it was kind of
I
just
think
like
it popped off.
I think it was kind of like a Matrix deal, where like what happens in the Matrix happens in real life, kind of.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Either way,
Because she was getting like tossed around and stuff, but she wasn't getting tossed around in real life.
Which
She wasn't
She was
listening to
sitting there
Nirvana
thinking
in
about
real
the fact
life.
That she was being tossed
that
around.
part was cool. She stands up and solar flares those
Yeah.
dudes, and then it's over. Like
Yeah.
nothing can hurt her after that.
Oh yeah, my favorite part of the movie is when she takes off the dilly, goes Super Saiyan, and starts fighting the other Kree, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even a fight, dude.
And I loved it. I loved that she
And
just pummeled them, and nobody could do
the
anything.
the soundtrack choice was incredible to me.
She's just a girl.
She's just a girl, and she's kicking ass. Then she goes full binary and fucks up Ronin shit, and that shit's fun. Like
When she just
Oh yeah, the
Bump- Bumps
She
her
does
fists
fist
together.
thing, Yeah.
she
That
and it
was
does
so
like it does like
badass.
a freaking
Yeah.
shockwave.
Yeah.
and then his buddy's just like,
Yeah, they're
Bro,
both just
we're
like,
doing this? Broden's like, fuck no,
we're out, dude.
So let's go
we're
home.
going home.
She killed all of our warheads
This
with one
isn't where I
warhead.
parked my car.
And so
Oh, did I leave the stove on? We better fucking run away like cowards.
I'm sorry. I think that we might have gone to the wrong planet. Can you give us directions? Because we gotta go.
yeah, so she just fucking
And then she
flies.
gives him this look, like she's like, I actually missed it the first time I watched it, but she kind of tilts her head and gives him
Yeah.
this look, like,
What you
you
gonna
shoot
do?
another missile, I'm gonna eat your soul.
Yeah, fucking try me, dude.
The glowing eyes and the hell, oh, it's all so cool.
Yeah,
And then she just she didn't even like. It's almost like she didn't try to explode that battleship.
No.
It was just like in her way, and she figured like, well, the fastest route is a short straight line.
It's
She just flies through the ship, and it goes kaboom.
So effortless.
yeah. So like
And then hell, like the second time I saw it, it was with my sister. I looked at her, I was like, now Thanos has to deal with that.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Thanos' reaction the first time he gets binary punched in his face.
So this leads me to my next little bit. So Captain Marvel is the strongest character we've got thus far.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the comics,
Well,
she's second only to Adam Warlock anyway. She's absurdly powerful.
Maybe. The MCU is a little different. I've seen theories that of why Thanos waited so long. Like Odin was potentially stronger than him.
Thor
He
is
had to wait till he
stupid
was-
strong right now.
Thor is
I think that's
exponentially stronger than he
I think
started.
that's why they
Yeah.
went after them first.
Dormammu is
Dormammu.
also
Dormammu's
extremely
trapped in a
powerful.
loop, ain't he?
No,
he let him out.
Oh,
He let him out on the condition that
and
he
that's
would leave them alone.
that's
Hela-
another thing.
that's
Hela
stupid.
also potentially the strongest.
Hela got surtured.
She did get started real hard.
So basically, the theory is that
Ego.
Thanos had to wait
Ego.
for
All
all
these
these
are
people.
potentially on that level, but they're gone now. So I think she is
It's an interesting
currently
theory.
she is the strongest current character.
So, okay, well, I just meant like
Oh,
I
of
like
the
that
Avengers?
idea. Yeah, like she's the strongest hero we got.
Yeah.
So, where do we go villain wise from here? Where on the grand?
What is
Well,
greater
this is
than
Endgame.
Thanos?
That
Galactus?
Thanos is Galactus is about on level with Ego. He's a celestial being.
I mean, but
I mean, really, past Thanos,
But I mean,
you only get to the entities like Dormammu, Galactus, just the can't be beaten
if this
guys.
is
see, I don't
gonna-
think they have any plans for anything major
well,
past
theoretically,
Yeah, they've stated that
Like, it's
they're
just
not
gonna
going to
be
be doing
individual.
any more like big arcs like this for a long time.
well, theoretically,
So-
this can potentially reset a lot of shit within game because we're going to be doing a lot of time travel fuckery.
With the
and-
Time Stone and the Soul Stone, you could reset everything.
yeah, so theoretically, a lot of major players just got put
or
back
just
on
the
board.
reality stone. Just
Yeah,
make it a reality.
A lot of major players are going to get put back on the board probably. So
But a lot of actors have also said that they're
Yeah.
done.
right,
So
yeah, I mean, I think we're about to just start a whole new chapter, and we're gonna get new heroes, new Avengers, and I guess once they're established,
What
we'll
do we-
probably
It's- I
start
thi-
to look at.
I think that Marvel and Disney are going to have to look at which actors want to keep going and which ones don't. Because Chris Evans is done.
Chris Evans is
that
done.
makes me so sad because he's
Um,
my favorite. But
RDJ's done.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Hemsworth is probably done.
I do hope that we have Captain Marvel for a long time.
Well, I think you with Endgame and
It depends
all
on the
these,
money.
all these characters sort of kind of like
We probably don't have much more Fury either.
no you open up the MCU.
Well, if Hemsworth is done,
yeah.
the current Thor is a female, so they could always just recast the role,
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
could
we
still
could-
have
we
Thor.
We could get the new Iron
Yeah.
Man as well.
He could
Who's
pass,
the new Iron Man?
She's
It's a-
a
Is it that little black girl?
Yeah.
The teenager, like the super crazy smart chick?
They could change it up and make the girl from Black Panther be the new Iron Man.
Shuri. That'd be fucking
Yeah.
sick. I'd be down for that.
I would enjoy that.
I'm gonna look up her name.
Oh, the Wakandan scientist chick?
Shuri.
She was crazy.
Shuri's fucking rad. I'm gonna look up the character's name because there's you're opening up a whole sort of like avenue of like younger Avengers, like fucking Nova, fucking
Is Black Widow getting a movie now?
yeah.
I hope Tom
That's-
Holland.
It's about freaking time, but I'm
Yeah, she
glad she's
deserves
still
one.
going to be around.
I hope Tom Holland sticks around. I hope Tom Holland is our Spider-Man for a long
Yeah,
time
me too.
because
Yeah.
I think Parker was acceptable. The British dude, he was pretty good, but Tom Holland, I could not think of a better Spider-Man.
Tom Holland's great.
He encompasses the role, so I hope we
Yeah.
have him as Spider-Man for as long as we
Did you mean
continue.
Tobey Maguire?
What?
You said Parker was acceptable. They're all Parker.
Right? Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
It means that his portrayal of Peter Parker is
Tobey-
good, and his portrayal of
Tobey
Spider-Man is good.
Maguire did not age well in
No.
Spider-Man. Like, that film doesn't age well.
I still think he's a great Peter Parker.
Spider-Man 3 is ass.
So Kamala Khan, she's the current Miss Marvel. her deal is her fists get really big and she's really strong. She's like a young girl, so that'd
That's
could be a new character that comes in.
Yeah, I'm not really interested.
Does
in that.
Falcon become Captain America,
At one point, Falcon does, but I
or
think
will Bucky be Captain America?
I think. See, that's a weird deal. I don't know where, I would like Bucky to do it. Just cause
I would because he has superpowers.
Because it adds to his redemption arc, kind of. Now he's got to take up this mantle of his best friend that may not make it after Endgame. We don't know what's going to happen.
And I mean, there's also the possibility that they may not continue those stories at all. Like, there may not be anybody to take up their mantles. They may just say, like, okay, it's like Captain America's dead. We're not doing Captain America anymore. It's like Iron Man's dead. We're not doing Iron Man anymore. Like, they may just end it there instead of try to continue the movie lines.
What would be really interesting to me is, because that Fox murder is happening, Marvel MCU X-Men, like small,
I
not
do think
everybody.
If sooner or later they're going to finally bring them in, and it's going to be a big thing.
I'm sure they intend to.
But I don't know.
But like,
Once this arc finishes, realistically, anything could open up because they're making a Dark Phoenix origin movie.
Dark,
Real quick, is there anything else we want to hit on Captain Marvel? Because we are running out of time here.
It's a good movie. Go see it. Don't listen to
good
the internet
movie.
Please
trolls.
go see it. Don't just
Go give it a
that
chance.
It's bad and then don't do it. Like, it is it's a fun movie. Good origin story.
Like a sensible adult, at least look at the content before you have an opinion about it.
Like,
If nothing else,
if
hell,
you
you can go see it as a comedy because it's funny as shit.
It is funny.
Like, we may be
All
we
Marvel
may
movies
be,
are really
like,
funny in their own
a
rights.
minority of individuals on the internet who actually like don't have huge issues with the movie. Like,
No,
it's
I have
it's
no
a
problems with
fun,
it.
and that's the thing. It's a fun movie. If you're gonna like spend your time getting like finding and picking reasons to be upset at this film, then you're gonna go ahead.
You're the
and
type
do
of
that
person
anyway.
people don't like to hang out with
Yeah,
anyway.
it's gotta-
Certainly not watch movies with.
Yeah,
You
It's-
probably see movies alone.
damn, dude.
Oof.
I'm just saying.
Hey, sorry.
The only reason you
sorry
don't is 'cause you have a
Cody came
roommate.
after your fucking life just now.
But
That's
this
the only
movie has
reason.
the All My Champions seal of
It
approval.
does. And I'm excited to see where we go from here. Like
Yeah, it's Endgame next month. I'm super excited for it.
It's next.
That's where we go from here.
For Endgame?
26.
26. That's
Yep.
so soon.
So-
It's so soon, man.
In a month.
And I'm excited for it, not just because it's
Hey.
the overall culmination
It's 3
of
hours.
10 years worth of work, but also because they've already started talking about Phase 4 and what's going to be coming down the line. And I did not look at it because I don't want to be spoiled anymore.
Who do you want to be in Phase 4?
I want to see a
Spider-Man.
Scarlet Witch movie.
Scarlet
Scarlet
Witch
Witch.
Scarlet Witch would be dope. I want Nova.
I would
Bring
like to
Nova
see a
in.
Ronin movie too.
Oh,
Hawkeye.
I'd like to see Adam Warlock at some point.
Like I touched on earlier, I'd honestly like a good Fantastic Four movie just
be cool.
because I want Doom and Surfer
Yep.
in MCU because they're such good. Is Surfer even really a villain overall?
Not
Because
really.
he has a
He
redemption arc.
becomes. I think he becomes a hero. He's really just.
I think he's one of those things where it's like Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen. He's too strong,
For his
so
own
he
good.
doesn't need to really care
Yeah,
or
he's not. On
have a moral standpoint.
I'd like a MCU-led Ghost Rider film.
Ghost Rider. Whoa.
Ghost Rider was bad.
He's in
that's
the
why I wanna
MCU
see it.
already.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage doesn't deserve money.
He's
Well,
Well, we
already.
wouldn't give it to Nicolas Cage. I'm talking about a good Ghost Rider.
I mean, but do you bring in Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Jason
Momoa.
Momoa
Fine
is
with
Ghost
that. I
Rider.
like.
So, thank you all for watching us sit on the All My Couch and talk about. All
I mean,
My
if you
Captain
watch the
Marvel.
whole thing, very thank you.
Yeah, very thank you.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back for Infinity War.
let us
Not
know-
Infinity
Comment
War,
and tell us
Endgame.
what kind of Marvel stuff you want to see in Phase 4.
Let us know if you liked Captain Marvel or if you think we're dickbags for liking
and
a
Shuffles will
movie.
tell you that you're wrong.
Yeah,
We'll tell you-
Not if
you
their
have a
opinions are
legitimate
good.
reason- If you have a legitimate reason, I would like to hear it
yeah.
because I haven't heard any real legitimate complaints yet.
Please make
So-
sure you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
If you want to give us a negative opinion
Do
about
do
it.
not come at us with stuff you read online.
Yeah.
I want to hear real.
If you
opinions.
come at me,
Well, it's only got a 29% on the tomato meter.
It's got 79 even after they tried to tank it.
if you come at me with
Wow.
bullshit,
That's pretty
just gonna-
good.
I'm just gonna reply with just a really long re.
Come at me, Scrub Lords. I'm ripped.
Can confirm. Look at him.
Thanks for watching,
He
everybody.
is football team.
Cody's
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching.